Hi, everybody. This is Cindy here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about brain health. When you think about it, the brain is a pretty important organ, right? I mean, wow, it runs the entire show. Without your brain, you'd just be a little inert mass of flesh. But we don't think a lot about brain health. So I'm going to share a little bit with you today about some of the things we do to damage our brain, and then what is something we can do to help our brain, a few things. First of all, don't you love this beautiful scene from Ireland? It's an Irish garden. I just love when I'm stressed to imagine that I am back at this beautiful garden in this castle built in 1250 AD. We have a number of things out there that affect our brain. Everything from stress, of course, alcohol, yes, but even pharmaceutical drugs. Were you aware that drugs that treat many different conditions, such as Lasix, digoxin, which are heart drugs, nifedipine, which is also a heart drug, antispasmodics, cimetidine, which is used for ulcers, also called Tagamet, anti-Parkinson drugs, muscle relaxants, all affect brain function. In fact, the potential side effects for many of these drugs include mental status and behavioral changes and distress, excitement, nervousness, and impaired attention. Have you ever taken a drug and just not been able to think through the fog? You know that feeling like you're thinking through mud? Lots of decongestants do that. Sinus drugs, cold drugs, all of that stuff affect your brain and actually affect your brain for more than just the time that during which you're taking the drug, which is kind of scary. And they can also actually cause memory loss. So what are some of the great things that we could do to improve our brain health? Well, of course, limit the use of prescription drugs as much as possible, but particularly tranquilizers, sleeping medications, and toxic recreational drugs. And that includes alcohol. Just don't overdo it. And by all means, get enough sleep. Lack of sleep is a prime contributor to mental disorders and brain dysfunction. Eat a diet that's rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vegetables. Avoid processed food. There's a lot of chemicals in processed food that do affect the brain, including vegetable dyes such as yellow dye. Yellow dye is known to contribute to hyperactivity disorders, especially in children, but adults can have these too. Do mentally challenging activities. I love to do Sudoku. Maybe there's something you love to do or could come to love to do that would really challenge your brain. Some recent research I saw suggested that we engage in very complex relationships with other people. So once again, that sounds like being very social is a great way to keep your brain healthy. Exercise more. Exercise brings blood to the brain, brings oxygen to the brain and food to the brain. Apparently, drinking a very small amount of coffee, no more than 1 cup a day, can actually contribute to a decreased risk of Parkinson's disease, if that's in your family. Always eat breakfast and include high-quality, healthy fats and high protein. But there's something else. There's something called nootropics. Have you heard of those? In my next video, I want to talk a little bit about nootropics and how they can help you with your brain function and your job and your everyday life, remembering those things, those names, those activities that you keep forgetting. It's a pretty exciting new branch of science. So until then, have a healthy brain.